Did you know that the study of plant morphology has revealed some incredible adaptations? For instance, certain desert plants have developed incredibly deep taproots that can reach water sources far beneath the surface, allowing them to thrive in arid environments. It's a remarkable example of how plant morphology can help plants conquer even the harshest conditions on our planet. In this video, let us delve into the fascinating world of flowering plants and their morphology. So, what exactly is morphology in flowering plants? Well, it's the study of the external structure, which includes roots, stems, leaves, flowers, and fruits. We get to observe and understand the diverse shapes, sizes, and arrangements of these plant parts, and more importantly, how they function. Now, let's commence our journey from the underground world of roots. Roots are the unsung heroes of the plant kingdom, responsible for absorbing water and minerals from the soil. They act as the plant's anchors, ensuring it remains firmly rooted in the ground, both literally and metaphorically. Just as you need nourishment, plants require water and nutrients, and roots serve as their lifeline. But that's not all. Roots also act as storage units, like vaults filled with nutrients for the plant's future use. There are three different types of roots: tap root, fibrous root, and adventitious root. Let's discuss each of them. Tap root. Picture the primary root, which forms through the elongation of the radicle and gives rise to secondary and tertiary roots. These tap roots are commonly found in dicot plants. Think of plants like gram and mustard as prime examples. They're like the deep divers of the plant world, exploring the depths of the soil. Fibrous root. Imagine a cluster of roots originating at the base of the stem, resembling a network of threads. This is the fibrous root system, frequently seen in monocot plants. Consider daily staples like rice and wheat. They rely on fibrous roots for support and sustenance. Adventitious root. Adventitious roots are plant roots that form from any non-root tissue and are not formed from the radicle. Grass, banyan trees, and maize are excellent examples of plants with adventitious roots. There are few important terms related to root system, which are primary root, secondary root, and tertiary root. Primary root. Think of it as the plant's firstborn, the initial root that emerges from the germinating seed and grows vertically into the soil. This is also known as the tap root. Secondary roots. In the case of dicotyledonous plants, the primary root gives birth to lateral roots, also known as secondary roots. These secondary roots branch out from the primary root, sometimes horizontally, sometimes diagonally, exploring the depths of the soil. Tertiary roots. The next chapter in the root saga, the tertiary roots. These roots branch out from the secondary roots, adding complexity to the root system. It's like introducing new characters to the plant story, making it even more intriguing. Let's solve a quick question to revise what we have learned. Which type of root is found in monocotyledonous plants and originates at the base of the stem? Correct answer is B. Fibrous root. Fibrous root is the type of root that is found in monocotyledonous plants and originates at the base of the stem. Let's venture further into the intriguing world of root anatomy, specifically focusing on the different regions of a root, each with its unique function. Root cap. The root cap is like a thimble-like shield that covers the tip of the root as it ventures into the soil. Its main job is to protect the delicate and tender tip of the root. Region of meristematic activity. Now, let's zoom in a bit. Located a few millimeters above the root cap, this region is the powerhouse of growth. Here, cells are small, thin-walled, and incredibly busy dividing, with dense protoplasm. Think of it as the plant's engine room. This is where the magic happens. The root's thickness and length increase, setting the stage for its journey into the soil. Region of elongation. Moving a bit further up from the region of meristematic activity, we enter the region of elongation. Here, the cells are on a mission to stretch and enlarge rapidly. This stretch leads to the primary elongation of the root. It's like the root is reaching out to explore new territories, inching its way through the soil. Region of maturation. As we ascend the root, we reach the region of maturation. Here, the cells that have gone through the growth phase begin to differentiate and mature. It's like they're graduating and taking on specialized roles. This region is found just above the region of elongation. Here's an interesting twist. In this region, some of the epidermal cells transform into delicate, thread-like structures known as root hairs. These root hairs are like the feelers or antennas of the root, delicately reaching out into the soil. But what's their job? They play a crucial role in the root's quest for survival by absorbing water and essential minerals from the soil. They act as the plant's nutrient collectors, increasing the surface area for nutrient uptake. So, think of these root regions as a well-coordinated team. The root cap protects. The region of meristematic activity powers growth. The region of elongation stretches towards new horizons. And the region of maturation prepares specialized cells, including the vital root hairs. Together, they ensure the plant's journey beneath the surface is a success, enabling it to thrive and flourish. Let us now learn about stem, the backbone of a plant, a towering skyscraper reaching skyward, sustaining branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. Here's where the adventure begins. Plumule. This is a critical part of a seed's embryo, destined to become the plant's shoot. Once it pushes through the soil, it gives rise to young leaves and stems as it grows. Think of it as the plant's very first sprout, reaching for the sun. The stem is not just a plain stick, it's a bit like a ladder with steps. The nodes are where leaves are attached, and the internodes are the spaces between nodes. It's like a staircase for leaves and branches. The stem is a hub of activity. It develops buds that can be either terminal, at the tip, or axillary, between the leaf and stem. These buds are like nature's future growth plans, ready to sprout into branches, leaves, or flowers. When a stem first emerges, it's usually green and flexible, but as it matures, it often becomes woody and dark brown. The stem is like the plant's highway system, conducting water, minerals, and photosynthetic products throughout the plant. Some stems even store food, provide support, offer protection, and enable the plant to reproduce vegetatively, creating new plants without seeds. Now, let's turn our attention to leaves, the powerhouses of photosynthesis and the plant's food factories. They're not just flat green things, they're essential for the plant's survival. Here's what you need to know. Leaves sprout from the node of the stem and often have a tiny bud in their axil. This bud can later develop into a branch, continuing the plant's growth and branching out into new directions. Leaves originate from the apical meristem of a shoot and are precisely arranged in an acropetal order. A typical leaf is made up of three key parts: the leaf base, the flat and vital lamina, where most of the photosynthesis takes place, and the petiole, which is the leaf stalk. Sometimes, you might spot stipules, two small leaf-like structures, at the leaf base. Now, let's delve into venation. The leaf's hidden roadmap of veins, like nature's intricate highway system for transporting nutrients and water throughout the leaf. There are different types to explore. Palmate venation. Picture a leaf with more than one principal vein, resembling the fingers of your hand. It's commonly found in various plant species, a testament to nature's diversity. Parallel venation. Think of monocots like grass or lilies, where the veins run parallel to each other, much like well-ordered train tracks. Reticulate venation. In dicots, such as roses or maples, you'll notice a network of veins irregularly distributed across the leaf. It's like a mesmerizing artwork etched by nature. Let us quickly solve a question to check what we have learned. What is the characteristic type of venation found in dicotyledonous plants? The correct answer is option A. The characteristic type of venation found in dicotyledonous plants is reticulate venation. Let's explore the intriguing world of inflorescence, where the magic of flowers unfolds. Inflorescence is nature's floral arrangement. Flowers are nature's marvels, and they are actually modified shoots. Imagine the shoot apical meristem, the growing tip of a branch, undergoing a magical transformation into what we call a floral meristem. Unlike regular shoots, when a shoot tip becomes a flower, something fascinating happens. It always stands alone. Now, let's talk about how flowers are organized on the floral axis, the structure that holds them all together. This arrangement is what we call an inflorescence. The tale of two types, racemose and cymose. Racemose. The main stem keeps growing, and flowers join from the sides. They line up, with older ones at the bottom and younger ones on top. Cymose. The main stem stops growing after one flower, and flowers are put in a line, too. But this time, the older ones are at the top, and new ones are at the bottom. Let's delve into the world of flowers. Flowers are not just beautiful and vibrant, but they also play a crucial role in the reproduction of plants. A flower is defined as the reproductive structure in flowering plants, scientifically known as angiosperms, responsible for producing seeds. It's a specialized shoot consisting of modified leaves arranged in a specific pattern. One fascinating aspect of flowers is their symmetry, also known as floral symmetry. This refers to how the various floral parts, such as petals and sepals, are arranged around the central axis of a flower. Here are the three main types of flower symmetry. Actinomorphic. These flowers are radially symmetrical, meaning they can be divided into equal parts like a pie. Did you know that chili, datura, and mustard flowers fall into this category? Zygomorphic. In this case, a flower can only be divided into two equal parts in one vertical plane, making them bilaterally symmetrical. Some examples include cassia and pea flowers. Asymmetric. These flowers lack any clear pattern of symmetry and don't exhibit mirror-image symmetry along any plane. You can't divide them into equal parts along any axis. Flowers can also be classified based on the number of parts they have, like trimeris, 3 parts, tetrameris, 4 parts, and pentameris, 5 parts, depending on the multiple of floral appendages present. Another classification is based on the presence or absence of bracts, which are reduced leaves found at the base of the pedicel. Flowers can be either bracteate, with bracts, or abracteate, without bracts. Let's talk about the position of the ovary within a flower. Hypogynous. In these flowers, the gynoecium, female reproductive part, is at the highest position, above all other flower parts. This type of ovary is known as superior. For example, you'll find this in brinjal, China rose, and mustard flowers. Perigynous. Here, the gynoecium is at the same level as the other parts of the flower. The ovary is termed half inferior. Peach, plum, and rose flowers are excellent examples. Epigynous. In these flowers, the thalamus, the flower's receptacle, encloses the ovary completely, and other flower parts are positioned above it. The ovary is called inferior. A fascinating example is the ray florets of a sunflower, guava, and cucumber flowers. Now that we've explored the different types of flowers, let's take a closer look at the components of a flower. A flower typically consists of 4 whorls attached to the swollen terminal of the pedicel, known as the thalamus. These 4 whorls are calyx, the outermost whorl, made up of leaf-like structures called sepals. There are 2 types of calyx: gamosepalous, sepals that are fused or united, forming a single structure; polysepalous, sepals that are free or separate from one another; corolla, Located just after the sepals, the corolla is made up of bright and colorful petals. There are also two types of corolla. Gamopetalous, petals that are fused or united to form a single structure. Polypetalous, petals that are free or separate from each other. And there you have it, the intricate world of flowers, with their diverse forms, symmetries, and unique structures. So, students, in this video, we've delved deeply into the fascinating subject of morphology in flowering plants, where we explored the root, stem, leaf, inflorescence, and the flower. The upcoming video will continue to unravel more exciting topics.